I think Alexander Usyk is the best fighter in the world. And I've been in training camp, I've seen him up close, I've seen what he goes through. Before the Fury fight, I thought he would probably have the better of Tyson in that second fight. And I think the rounds, as they ticked on, he was just more and more superior. I thought Tyson actually boxed really well second time. Look, Alexander Usyk is a phenomenon. I agree with Spencer that Daniel Dubois is a much...
People have labelled him and called him a quitter. They've seen what happened in the Joyce fight. Even against you, he finished the fight on his knee. Does he have a weakness?
Little bit, yes. Little bit, yes, because maybe it's a younger guy, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but Daniel, little bit afraid. I'm too, but my afraid it's...
Higher than he was the first time he fought?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, because a lot of years, 2, 3, yeah, yeah. Now I think Daniel grow.
And do you think...
Like a boxer, like a man.
Yeah, does he deserve this opportunity? Or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserve, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for
Fight with Daniel. There was obviously a bit of controversy and a lot of noise about whether the shot was illegal or legal. But I want to ask you, and I think I know the answer.
The countdown is on. July 19th, Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. The rematch that no one saw coming, but now everyone wants. Usyk, the undefeated Ukrainian tactician, believes Dubois still has quit in him.
If the referee starts to count, 1, 2, 3, do you get up?
If referee start 1, 2, 3, I wake up. Yeah. It's not problem for me. Listen, it was in the past. For me, I live now, present.
That Alexander Usyk always says, look young in every fight, but it can take one night to get old overnight. You talked about your bombs away mentality, said I'm coming in, it's bombs away this time.
Yeah, focus, you know, clever, smart, but, you know, a dangerous destruction. That's my style, and I can't wait to put it on him. Just can't wait, really.
The shot that was, and your initial thoughts when you landed the shot.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even like going back onto that, but, you know, it was what it was at the time. I'm a new fighter, a man of the future now.
I think he's the best fighter of our generation, but if you go on too long, you'll get beat. You know what? I think Dubois has a good chance. I think he's developed mentally, physically. If you ask Usyk to give a name of someone he's sparred, best fighter that people wouldn't expect, it would be me. I gave him all kinds of trouble, and I'm sure he'd admit that if he wouldn't.
Usyk Dubois, 2 weeks' time. Who you got for that one?
Tough one, but I got Usyk.
I'm coming off losses. It's the fight we always wanted to see as domestic boxing fans.
Yeah, I suppose that fight is right there, and everybody still wants to see it. But to be honest, we've still got Daniel Dubois, and I was sat next to Daniel Dubois.
Triple D, baby.
Triple D, baby, all day, every day. Let me just tell you this. In my eyes, for me, he's the only one. Triple D is the only one, Daniel Dubois is the only one that's ever hurt Usyk and put him down on the floor, made him think. And he was down there for like 3-4 minutes. So who's to say that once he fights Usyk again, to go out there and absolutely destroy him and bring our belts back to our country like he's supposed.
After all, the Brit famously took a knee against Joe Joyce and folded in the 9th round of their first clash. But is that still who Daniel Dubois is?
In regards to yourself, are you going to just sit back and see what happens with Dubois and Usyk first?
Yes, because I want to sit down and watch it. So, you know, give a shout to Daniel. Good luck anyway. You know, you'll be fighting a guy who's very on point. So, yeah,
guys, I have respect for both guys. And look, we're close to Usyk, so I'm not going to hide that. And I think a lot of both of them as men, forget about fighters, as men, I think a lot of Usyk, the man he is, what he's done really for his country, to to really fight during the pressure of his country being torn apart and invaded by another country, by Russia, and to fight during those times and that going on in his country with his people, and just, like I said, just destroying what he loves. Ukraine. And I also have a lot of respect for Dubois, for the man he is and what he's become. That he fell apart in 2 fights. Yeah, different things happen, I get it, but physical things happen in the fight with Joyce, and then in the fight with Usyk, where Usyk, some people think that it should have been a punch to the body, it shouldn't have been a breakage and a stoppage, and that it changed the
world heavyweight landscape is completely changed massively over the last 2 years. Alexander Usyk is now he's in a pick and fight. I'll pick him. Might be 2 fights down the line, he's gone. The heavyweight landscape, they're looking for a new star, a new dominant figure, and it could involve Fabio. The boxing snob is out the window now. Moses, wicked fighter, young fighters coming through. You look at how Daniel has obviously his confidence has come up. We'll see how he goes on against Usyk. Again, he may shock the world. So the landscape has changed, which again, it's very hard to predict tomorrow.
How much of a chance do you give Daniel Dubois in comparison to the second AJ fight, the Fury fights?
I think Daniel's performance in this fight will be better than his first fight against Usyk, but I do believe Usyk will put on a better performance and probably stop Daniel. In my opinion, Usyk has forever shown the public that let me blueprint your download your blueprint, and I've got your number. He beat Tyson better the second time. He beat AJ better the second time, and both fighters boxed better the second time around. So the only thing Daniel's got now, he's got unbelievable self-belief and confidence that's come since their last fight. So again, we'll just see what.
Since that loss, Dubois has stunned the boxing world, stopping Jarrell Miller, outclassing Filip Hrgovic, and dethroning Anthony Joshua.
Dubois beats Alexander Usyk.
How do you get to a point where you, besides the emotive connection with thinking that Daniel is in a better place than he was before, there's been no decline in Usyk, and we know we've got Krzyzak in the background leaving him as a promoter, but none of us think that's going to really affect Usyk. I've described Daniel Dubois as an irresistible force that might just be coming up against the immovable object. How do you reach the point where you are aligning upon Daniel Dubois beating Usyk? And we've been wrong every time we've put against Usyk, it's gone the other way.
I was going to say, firstly, do not agree with me because you do get them ones wrong.
I do agree with you, by the way.
Oh, you do?
I think that's because I want it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, look.
So you're both picking Dubois?
Absolutely. So I know Daniel Dubois. I see him work from day to day. I know what they're working on tactically. Go back to 2023 when Dubois lost to Alexander Usyk, and you say, all right, yeah, look, they seem quite far apart there. He had his moments, Daniel, but Usyk was sort of leagues above him then. Alexander Usyk has not got better since then. There's a lot of miles on the clock since then. There's no sign of deterioration. But what I'm saying is Daniel Dubois is a different character, a different animal from them.
You're saying that Usyk has not got better since fighting Daniel Dubois, even though he's dealt with Fury.
Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't mean he's improved. I think the two fights.
It got worse either, does it?
No. The 2 fights with Fury. I'm just doing this. It's a calculated gamble. I think the 2 fights with Fury would have put some miles on the clock with Usyk, and Daniel Dubois, since the Usyk loss, has improved dramatically. And I mean dramatically, not just physically.
I think Dubois is going to be in. That's my early prediction. I know a lot of people will obviously fancy Usyk, and rightfully so. And as much as I like Dubois and think he's getting better and all the rest of it, I'd like to see Usyk win. I think Usyk's a great fella.
Usyk, Dubois or Anthony Joshua, who would you rather fight? Just hypothetically.
Who would I rather fight right now? Usyk. Because I want my revenge in England. That's all I want. I want a fair shout. And I don't believe I've got a fair shout the last 2 times. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do, because I can't leave it go to the decision. I'm going to have to knock the cunt out, but yeah, that's the one I want. But if I don't get that, then it'd be Joshua, the biggest British fight that will ever happen. And it would break all records, and it would sell out 100,000 at Wembley in an hour. And it's a fight that I think can happen for sure if I decide to come back, and the deal's right and all the other that goes with it.
What's the one bit of advice you'd give to Dubois against Usyk?
Knock him out, because I wouldn't say that, because it's in England and you know it's on his home show, so just do the best you can. That's it, best you can. It hurt before.
His confidence is sky high, and his team says he's mentally reborn. But Usyk, he's been untouchable. Wins over Joshua, then Fury, all while carrying the weight of a war-torn nation.
Under Usyk, Daniel Dubois, what do you make of that fight, the rematch?
I think it's the best fight. I think they're the best two heavyweights in the world, and there's a bit of controversy with the last time, which goes with the grain in boxing, doesn't it? A bit of controversy, but no, I think Daniel's got a better chance than he had the first time. Yeah, what with the win off Joshua, that his confidence is massively up. Well, when he fought Usyk last time, he come off the defeat from Joyce, and you know, but now he's absolutely flying. He's got as good a chance, better chance than he had the first time around.
It gives a lot more. It's a different Dubois, it's a different fight. I think he gives a lot more problem. I think he's got a lot more confidence. I think he's starting to realise when he hits things, things fall over. You know, if he hits them often enough and clean enough, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're Usyk or whoever else. I know he's a tough man, Usyk, but if Daniel hits you often enough and hard enough, you break. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. Saying that, I know he's in great form and that, but this Usyk, mate, he's the real deal, mate. So no one just get giddy and get too excited about Daniel, mate. We're talking about the real deal, and that's Andrew Usyk. When he needs to be tough and when he needs to be super smart, he's that as well. But I think Daniel, with the wave of confidence he's got, would cause him more problems now than he did before.
His composure, ring IQ, and adaptability are second to none. Some say Dubois is now a man on a mission. Others believe Usyk will download his opponent's game plan like always and dismantle him once again.
Adam, playing out.
Different to the first one. I can make much more of an argument for Dubois in this fight.
Me too.
Firstly, because he actually had success in the first fight.
He did. Do you think it was a low blow?
No.
No.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You do think it was a low blow?
Absolutely was. If you look,
you do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, sorry, you caught me out then with the question. If you watch, it lands low, and while it's got contact with the shorts, it actually rides up at the point of impact.
So I've no use to my argument.
But it's irrelevant because they're going to fight again. Yeah. Usyk won the first time, and as he said, he won by stoppage. But Daniel Dubois is a different fighter now. Fighting is 90% mental, and he is a completely different fighter mentally. He lets his hands go with freedom. He now trusts his engine because he had those rounds with Jarrell Miller that tested his engine. Yeah. So he's kind of ticked the little boxes along the way.
Narrative is much better for the Dubois rematch. You've got the fact that they fought, and then since then Dubois has been on a tear, beating guys that he was the underdog against, Ergovich, and then Anthony Joshua, of course. You know, the guy has like really revamped his entire career, turned it around, gone from a guy that people saw as a quitter to being potentially the most dangerous man in the world. So you've got this narrative now that Dubois is a different guy. So this rematch will be different. Also, you have the fact that Usyk in the ring after his win over Tyson Fury, Dubois came into the ring, challenged him, and Usyk said, Your Excellency, Turkey, make the fight with Dubois. He's a man of his word. That guy says something, there's a good chance it's going to happen. So I believe the narrative is there, you know, for this fight, obviously, and this is one of the reasons.
The real question, is this a redemption story or just a repeat? Drop your predictions below. Does Triple D shake up the world, or does the maestro from Ukraine keep the crown? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell because this heavyweight saga is just getting started.